What's up? Welcome back to the Dope as Usual podcast. I am Thomas, Dope as Yola. This is my co-host, Marty
What's
O'Neill.
up, folks?
What's up, guys? I'm going to start this straight off with a story time, all right? Get ready. Story time. So I have an uncle named Uncle Jaime. That's my dad's younger brother. He and my dad started doing a lot of drugs together young. They used to fight a lot and box people. My uncle used to race, steal stuff, and run from the cops. And so a lot of cops know him. I'm 12, 13. I know my Uncle Jaime. You guys know my Uncle Carlos. My Uncle Carlos is younger than me. Yes, my grandma had him at like 50 something. My uncle is 4 years younger than I am, which is wild. So my dad's age gap from the other brothers is 28 years.
Damn.
28 years, guys. My dad's little brother was like my little brother, basically. So, and he lived with my grandma. Always, that's her kid. So we grew up together. So me and my Uncle Carlos, right? We hang out. My Uncle Jaime just got out of jail. Comes out. We're all hanging out for like 2 days. I'm like, wow, Uncle Jaime's back. All right, cool, man. Cool. I'm going to go outside and play. I don't care. All right, Uncle Jaime, bye. Toward like midday, he goes, hey, you want to go to the movies? And nobody takes us to the movies. And I look at my Uncle Carlos, I'm like, yeah, we want to go to the movies, man. And my Uncle Jaime had just rented remember when the Mustangs came out again? Do you guys remember when the new Mustang came out again? Like maybe 20 years ago when they revamped it. It was the biggest, everybody wanted that new Mustang. My uncle went and rented one. I'm pretty sure it was yellow. It was the day that the movie Denzel Washington, Man on Fire came out. Oh, new Man on Fire. Let's go watch Denzel Washington. April 21st, 2004. Thank you, Marty. Just over 20 years ago, this happened to me. 20 years ago. Oh, my God. So my grandma Grace is like, okay, go to the movies. And she's in her head, in her eyes, she's like, don't do nothing bad. Get in the car. I'm in the passenger seat of this new wild car. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what? I never go anywhere with Mo. Let's go. We go watch the movie. What a sick movie, right? Get back Highway 59. There's no houses, no businesses. There's like one or two old dilapidated houses that aren't even there anymore. But I know there's a cop. Cops like to chill on the side of that house in case people are speeding. I'm not thinking that. My uncle goes, I remember where we're at. We're about to hit 59. We're on Santa Fe. And he goes, you guys want to go fast? And I look at my uncle. I'm like, yeah, but not too fast, man. I don't like going fast unless I'm driving. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. He goes, all right, buckle up. I am buckled. I look at my Uncle Carlos in the back and he's like that. Remember, I'm 14, he's 10. Guns it, right? We get past the little bridge. We get to where the subway is now. I look at his thing, it says 115. I'm like, oh my God, I've never been this fast anywhere. I don't go with homies at 14 with cars. We don't go fast. My mom doesn't go 115. My dad doesn't. And then we pass where Yosemite is now, the Yosemite Street. We passed that and that like silo, the cement silo that used to be there, the concrete factory thing. There was a cop on the other side of that. The second we passed it, I just saw lights. So remember, our whole family's truck drivers. All my uncles were truck driving at 13, 14 in the 70s. They all know how to drive. They're country kids. My family's all from the country. So they just whip cars. There are no roads. Just whip it in the field and type of thing. God. And I went, what? You just got out of jail. You have 2 children in the car going 115 on probation. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's no way he's going to not go to jail. So we are 400 yards ahead of this cop, right? We're going 115. He's dead stopped, but he starts going 115 behind us. But I can see on our side mirror, and I'm looking, and I'm like, are we going on a high-speed chase? Are you not stopping? And I looked at my uncle, goes, I'm not stopping. I go, oh no! He's my age right now. That's like taking my little 10-year-old nephew, John. Let's go! So on Belcher and 59, there's a regular street that you turn on Belcher. It's a regular street. It's not wide. It's just on this old highway, and you turn. You have to slow down to turn. Apparently not. My uncle, I've never seen anybody in person do things that he did in the car. I can't do that. We're 115. My uncle turns his lights off on a old highway and going 115, no lights. And that's when I went, are we going to crash? This fool shuts his lights off, takes off the gas, e-brakes it, and we start sliding sideways, going one something, start peeling out right down the street like a NASCAR driver. This man went, gunned it right down the street. No jerking motion, nothing. We slid into this corner that I go down my whole life. I have to slow down to 20, 15 at that turn. We couldn't have been going less than 65 on that slide. Slid into it with no lights on. You can see my Uncle Carlos right behind me. And behind his head through the back window, I just see this. I just see headlights. The cop tried to pull my Uncle Jaime move and just spun out into a fence. I just saw lights and then It was to the next part of the road. Remember when I said a lot of cops know my Uncle Jaime? They know exactly who's in this car by the way he's driving it and where he's driving to. Why do I know that? We have no lights on. This cop is now half a mile behind us. We take a left slide into my grandma's driveway, gravel driveway. And I've talked about it before. You do not go up fast. My grandpa's driveway. He will yell at your ass. We're going 70 up this driveway, flying a little more than a quarter mile to get up. We get up toward the top of the driveway, and I look back again. And now I see a couple squad car lights at the very end where he spun out. We have a mile, almost a mile between us. Remember, my grandma lives on the hill. I can see all of town. There's no lights up there. There's no way on earth those cops could see us unless they saw dust in the middle of the night from a mile away. They just knew my uncle. Slides up the driveway, park right by the house, fields everywhere. My grandma's garage, the big garage. I open the door. I open the seat for my Uncle Carlos to get out. I look at my Uncle Jaime and go, what do we do? And he goes, run in the house. He shuts his door, lets us get in front of him so he can kind of protect us. I'm running. I'm like, all right. I look back for Carlos. I'm like, where's my Uncle Jaime? This fool got behind us to go and ditched us. This fool left us. He just left a 14 and 10-year-old to run from the cops. By this time I hear slamming. So I'm like, oh, there's cops on the gravel. They're coming up. They saw him. But now I know they just knew where he was going. Nobody slides up the drive and runs from the cop. This is my Uncle Jaime on that street. They knew who it was. I'm looking back. Oh, you bastard. Me and my Uncle Carlos, I'm like, get in, hide. I turned the lights off in my dad's room and I was just like feet. My Uncle Carlos is right here by the bunk bed. Here's the sliding glass door. Here's me looking at the door in the darkness like this. And I'm like, get under the covers. My Uncle Carlos is like that under the cover. And I'm looking at him. And I don't know how I let him sneak on me, but he didn't sneak on me. The sliding glass window's right here. I'm like, I don't know where Uncle Jaime is. And then when I look up, I go from here. So I look up and there's a gun right in my face through the window like this, through the sliding glass door. There's no tint like this. And there's a flashlight right here. And I just do this. And they go, where? Exactly. I can't see the cops. I know they're cops. I just see the light. So I'm like that. And I see another figure behind him. Remember the moon's back there. I can see that there's people running through my grandma's yard. And he goes, open the door. And I go, it's locked. Down, look. Open the door. I'm going to break it. There's a stick in the door. Move it. And I go, look. And I have a hand up and I go like this. And I dropped the stick just like that. I was like, I'm not getting shot. Officer Gray, if you've ever said Officer Gray, he was on the news. It's on CNN. He just got killed. A cop just got blasted by a gangster weeks before this. So everyone's on high alert. He got murked bad. Like someone shot him up. I slide the door open. I go, my uncle's here. He's 10. My uncle's 10. So he's just a little kid. He goes, both of you get up. My uncle gets up. I slide the door open. And he goes, Thomas. And I went, oh, I know that voice. Oh, God. He put the flashlight down. I went, oh, hi, Officer Eastman. And my best friend, Justin, that's his dad. My best friend, Justin Eastman. Marvin, the Beastman Eastman from UFC. The Beastman Eastman. Remember that black dude that got the cut straight over his forehead, the worst cut in history? Yeah. That's Marvin Eastman. That is my best friend's uncle. His brother is Mr. Officer Eastman that lives next to me. And my stepdad from prison. Jesus he lives Christ. 1 block away, and Justin's my best friend at the time. I know his dad. Why do I know his dad so well? Not just because he's my best friend's dad. He's also my football coach. Giant man. I watched him bench. He goes, where's Jaime? And I went, how on earth did you already know who was driving? First thing I thought, how did you know that? And I go, I swear to God, he was running with us and then he wasn't. And he looks at me and goes, where is he? I'm like, my grandma and grandpa are in there. They took me and my uncle from my dad's room back right out next to the car. There was about like 3 cops going through it, taking everything out. It was a rental. There was nothing in it. They're sitting here searching it. Put me and my uncle against the wall, and the wall on the outside of my grandma's other garage where you park the car, not the diesels. It has that spackle texture, like old wood, but it has spackle on it. The spackle that you touch and it's like, I'm bleeding. And I put my back against it. I could feel in the back of my neck. I remember everything. I put it against. There was like little spikies hitting me. And it was just like that. I'm sitting there like kind of like shaking. Like he's sitting there questioning us. What is there a scar on his left arm? I'm like, you really gonna ask me that? I don't know. He's my Uncle Jaime. We just watched Man on Fire. I don't know what to tell you. They questioned us. Where is he? What's this? His affiliation? This name? Like, I don't know, bro. My Uncle Jaime. But my grandma comes about 5 minutes into them grilling us in the wall. And I'm like that. My grandma comes out in her robe, just like, I don't know where he's at. I want you guys to leave. I was like, damn, grandma. All right. Tow the car. And about an hour of them, lights in our face kind of thing. Like, where is he? Blah, 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 blah. What's going on? They leave. I go to bed. That was it. They didn't arrest me or Carlos or.
Did your grandma freak out on you guys?
No. She asked us, where is he? I go, Grandma, we went to watch a movie. We were going fast. Got chased and he ran away. She goes,
Oh, so
he hit the fence, and when I was born here, I know where I buried stuff. It's like being in the woods without trees. It's just land. And there's some almond field, and there's somebody's, oh, that old man right there, he's racist. But over there, that's the junkyard. Make sure you go around the junkyard. There's dogs out there. Conclusion, 2 years ago, I brought this up to my dad. You know what happened? He gave me the whole story. You guys ready to know what happened that night? Never done this before. I'm my Uncle Jaime now. Hey, run. Thomas, Carlos, run. Look at these kids. And he dips. So he dips through the fence. My uncle told me where he ran, but my dad told me what happened. My dad, how do you know what happened? He goes, who picked him up? Oh, you gang of bastards, man. You just like, oh, where's my son? Gun pointed at him. You want to get some beers? Like, you guys are bad. My uncle says he dips through the fence. I was just running and running. I just got out of jail, man. I'm skinny. I was just running and just running. And I called your dad. I said, pick me up. Picked him up, and they went and got drunk.
See, in my mind, he was laying down in a field. He was
no one
all
checked.
this crazy.
No one checked on us. That was my dad's weekend.
Oh,
where was my
Jesus
dad?
Christ.
It was his weekend to have us, but he wasn't there. So I just chilled with my Uncle Carlos and my grandma. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing to my dad. I'm like, so you were here this weekend? You just lied and said that you were driving. So you picked up Uncle Jaime to get okay.
So did they circle back to get him later? They didn't keep trying to get him?
What are they going to prove? He was driving? I just lied about that whole story, right? Nobody was driving. I was driving like this with my foot on the gas. How can they prove it? Even with this story right now, and try to go, you got evidence on the podcast. I'm lying.
Entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes. I don't know what you're talking about. I could be lying about this whole story. If something ever happens. And even saying that, like, well, you just said you would lie. Did I lie about that? It's all entertainment.
Perfect.